this season, the All-Star game in the KHL will be held in Chelyabinsk, the home of Traktor. That's a pretty significant event for them to be having. What can you add about that?
It's a super awesome opportunity for fans to learn about a city that perhaps if they're not from Russia, they're not super familiar with. It's played a prominent role throughout the history of Soviet hockey. It's an important club and it's an important city to the sport itself. And when I was talking with Anton Bordasov, who is at SKA, he grew up in Chelyabinsk and says they still hold on to some of those Soviet hockey principles and encourage their players to both be creative and to have fun with the game, which I think sometimes gets lost when you're training future stars.
Yeah, and speaking of, I do believe, and I know you'll steer me straight if I don't have this right, but I believe I do, Artemi Panarin is a product of that program, right?
And yes, he is, and Anton Bordasov as well. So it's a really, really special place that has a lot of, I think, deep roots to this sport that maybe fans abroad aren't aware of.
Let's talk about their team a little bit in detail. And their head coach, Anvar Gatiatulin. What can you tell us about him? What do fans need to know about him and the way his teams like to play, like he likes to coach?
So this is Anvar's second run at the helm of Traktor, and in fact, when he left, they really hit a bit of a low point right before he arrived. He comes back, he sets the record straight, and this is a guy that, when I was speaking with Sergei Kalinin right before the start of the season, he described what was going on at the team as perestroika, so a lovely Soviet history reference to the level of change that Gatiatulin's return was bringing to the organization in terms of morale, in terms of players, and just in terms of the overall performance. I mean, we now see Traktor contending for the top of the Eastern Conference.
As you continue to educate us on the KHL, the players, the stars, those that have played in this league, there is a young superstar that is a part of their team, just came over to their team in November, early mid-November. Tell us about young Vitaly Kravtsov.
Highest drafted Russian Ranger since Alexei Kovalev, who of course is now back in coaching in the KHL. Kravtsov is incredibly high skilled, and he's a player who has changed a great deal in just the past couple of years. His teammates have told me the work ethic is there. He's staying later in the gym, doing extra reps that the Rangers have provided to him. First in on the forecheck, digging pucks out of corners, but you cannot deny his scoring touch. We just saw it in an OT winner about a week ago.
Yeah, he was big in his first game. He came in and had a huge impact on their team. And another player that has a huge impact on their team played his college hockey here in the United States at Bowling Green and RPI, and that's Nick Balin, the leader for them on the back end of their team.
Yes, so he's actually a Belarusian national. During his time with Dynamo Minsk, he naturalized and competes for the national team, which makes him not an import on the Traktor roster, which is super important when you're trying to maximize those import slots. One fun story is that his wife, Shelby, is actually a professional hockey player in her own right, and there was a chance that she was going to play professionally, but they gave birth to their first child. Time's a little short, but she's definitely hoping to get back out on the ice.
That's awesome. Hockey is family. Hockey is life. That's our look today at Traktor. Jillian Kemmerer, Ben Holden, thanks so much for watching.